One day, you look in the mirror and realize time did not rush past you all at once. It slipped away quietly through skipped breakfasts, stress-filled afternoons, late nights that stole tomorrow's energy, and years spent believing your body would always forgive what your habits kept taking from it. That is the painful truth so many people discover too late. The years when you felt still young enough were often the very years when your future was being shaped in silence. In this video, we are going to talk about 3 life truths many people wish they had understood in their 30s and 40s. Before exhaustion became normal, before busyness replaced presence, and before small daily choices began showing up as larger consequences in the body and mind. These are not dramatic secrets or impossible standards. They are simple truths about health, time, and the way real life is built one ordinary day at a time. And once you truly see them, you may begin to understand that eating better, moving more gently but consistently, and protecting your sleep were never small things at all. They were the quiet foundations of peace, strength, and the kind of aging that feels less like loss and more like wisdom. The first truth is this: your body keeps a record of how you live, even when your mind is too busy to notice. In your 30s and 40s, it is easy to think of health as something flexible, something you can come back to later when life gets less demanding. You wake up tired, rush through the morning, eat whatever is fast, sit for hours, push through stress, and tell yourself that once things settle down, you will finally take care of yourself. But the problem is that life often does not settle down on its own, and the body does not simply forget. It adapts, compensates, and absorbs the cost until one day the signals become harder to ignore. The low energy lasts longer. The sleep becomes lighter. The weight feels easier to gain and harder to lose. The stiffness in your back, hips, or knees stops feeling temporary. The solution begins with a shift in perspective. Instead of treating health like a rescue mission, you begin treating it like daily stewardship. You do not need extreme diets, punishing routines, or guilt-driven promises. You need simple habits that your future self can rely on. A breakfast with protein and fiber instead of only sugar and caffeine. A glass of water before another cup of coffee. A 15-minute walk after dinner instead of collapsing immediately into the couch every night. A consistent bedtime that allows your body to repair instead of merely survive. The benefit of these habits is not only about avoiding illness years from now. It is about changing how you feel this week, this afternoon, this morning. Stable energy is not a luxury. Clear thinking is not a gift reserved for the lucky. Better mood, steadier blood sugar, stronger joints, and deeper sleep are often the result of ordinary actions repeated long enough to matter. Think of the person who once said, "I used to feel fine no matter what I ate, how little I slept, or how long I ignored exercise." What they are often really saying is that the bill had not arrived yet. And that is what makes this truth so powerful. The body may be forgiving, but it is not infinitely negotiable. The earlier you support it, the more faithfully it supports you back. The second truth is this: busyness can make you feel important while quietly disconnecting you from your own life. This one is especially painful because so many responsible, caring people fall into this trap without realizing it. In your 30s and 40s, you are often carrying more than anyone can see. Work pressures, family responsibilities, financial concerns, aging parents, growing children, daily decisions, emotional labor. You become the one who keeps things moving, the one who remembers, the one who fixes, the one who shows up even when exhausted. And because the world praises productivity, you start confusing constant motion with meaningful living. But being needed is not the same as being nourished. The problem is that when your days become nothing but obligations, your needs start looking optional. You eat standing up. You skip movement because there is no time. You stay up late because nighttime is the only space that feels like it belongs to you, even though the next day will punish you for it. You tell yourself this is just a season, yet the season quietly becomes a lifestyle. The solution is not abandoning responsibility. It is refusing to build a life where your well-being only gets what is left over. That may mean preparing simple meals ahead of time so stress does not choose your food for you. It may mean walking in the morning before the day can steal your attention. It may mean turning off screens earlier so your nervous system has a chance to soften before sleep. It may mean admitting that rest is not laziness and that recovery is not weakness. The benefit of this truth is something many people do not even realize they are missing until they feel it again. Presence. You start tasting your meals instead of inhaling them. You notice sunlight on your walk. You laugh more easily. You react less sharply. You become more patient because your body is no longer running on empty all the time. And perhaps most importantly, you stop feeling like a stranger inside your own routine. Everyday example matters here. Imagine a woman in her 40s who seems to be doing everything right from the outside. She works hard, takes care of her family, keeps the house running, answers every message, and rarely complains. But inside, she is tired all the time, her sleep is shallow, and her meals are whatever she can grab between tasks. One small change at a time, she begins reclaiming herself. She eats a real lunch instead of leftovers standing over the sink. She takes a short walk after dinner. She stretches while the kettle boils. She goes to bed 30 minutes earlier. A month later, her life does not look radically different from the outside, but it feels different on the inside. Less frantic, less foggy, less like endurance. That is what many people wish they had understood sooner. A meaningful life is not built by sacrificing your body to prove your worth. The third truth is this: time does not simply pass. It multiplies whatever you repeat. This may be the hardest lesson of all because daily choices rarely look dramatic in the moment. One poor night of sleep seems manageable. One week without movement seems harmless. One season of stress eating feels understandable. And taken alone, perhaps they are. But time does not evaluate habits one day at a time. It compounds them. The late nights become your normal energy level. The sedentary routine becomes weaker muscles, poorer balance, tighter joints, and less confidence in your body. The extra sugar, constant snacking, and irregular meals become more cravings, more inflammation, and less control over appetite. The emotional cost compounds too. When you neglect yourself long enough, you stop expecting to feel good. You start calling survival normal. The problem is that by the time many people truly notice the damage, they believe it is too late, and that belief becomes another form of surrender. But the solution is to understand that compounding works in both directions. The same law that can slowly wear you down can also slowly rebuild you. A short daily walk may not seem impressive, but over months it strengthens the heart, improves blood sugar control, supports digestion, lifts mood, and preserves mobility. 2 or 3 sessions of simple strength training each week may not look dramatic in the mirror right away, but over time they can protect bone health, support metabolism, improve posture, and help you stay independent as you age. Going to bed at a consistent hour can regulate hunger, reduce irritability, improve memory, and make every other healthy decision easier the next day. The benefit of respecting time is enormous because it restores hope. You no longer need to rely on motivation or dramatic reinvention. You only need to become more loyal to what helps than to what hurts. Consider 2 men in their 30s with similar schedules and similar stress. One keeps saying he will take his health seriously once work slows down. The other makes a few almost boring choices. He eats more home-cooked meals. He walks every evening, even if only for 20 minutes. He reduces late-night snacking. He tries to sleep at roughly the same time most nights. 10 years later, the difference may not only appear in medical numbers, it may show up in how easily they move, how often they feel tired, how well they recover from stress, how steady their mood is, and how much freedom they still feel in their own body. That is the quiet force of time. It keeps amplifying the life you practice. And here is the deeper truth beneath all 3 lessons. Most regret is not about failing to be perfect. It is about waiting too long to respect what was always important. People rarely look back and wish they had spent more years ignoring their body's signals, eating in chaos, glorifying stress, or pretending sleep did not matter. More often, they wish they had understood that caring for themselves was never selfish, never optional, and never something to postpone until a crisis gave them permission. They wish they had realized that strength is built in ordinary kitchens, on simple walks, in earlier bedtimes, in quieter mornings, and in the repeated decision to stop abandoning themselves for the sake of convenience. So, if someone in their 30s or 40s hears this today, the invitation is gentle but urgent. Do not wait for life to become dramatic before you honor what your body has been asking for all along. Eat in a way that gives you steady energy, not just temporary comfort. Move in ways that keep you capable, not just busy. Sleep in a way that restores your mind, not just ends the day. Because time will keep moving either way. And whether it carries you toward greater strength or greater struggle depends more than most people realize on the small choices that seem ordinary right now. But here's the part no one tells you when you are younger. The years do not only take your time, they take your sensitivity. Little by little, you get used to being tired. You get used to eating whatever is available. You get used to waking up unrefreshed, carrying tension in your shoulders, feeling older than your age in small private ways, and calling it normal because everyone around you seems tired too. That is how life can quietly blur, not through one dramatic collapse, but through slow adaptation to habits that steal your strength a little at a time. And one day, what truly hurts is not just that you got older. It is realizing how long you lived disconnected from your own needs while waiting for the right time to come back to yourself. But the right time is rarely announced. It appears in ordinary moments, in the choice to make a simple, nourishing meal instead of skipping one, in the choice to walk for 10 minutes instead of saying the day is already gone, in the choice to turn off the screen and let your mind soften before bed, in the choice to stop asking whether a habit is impressive and start asking whether it is kind, realistic, and repeatable. So here is the heart of it all. Your body has been speaking to you for years. Busyness is not the same as a meaningful life, and time will keep multiplying whatever you practice most often. That means every small act of care matters more than it seems. A better breakfast matters. A short walk matters. A calmer evening matters. An earlier bedtime matters. These things may look ordinary, but ordinary actions are what shape extraordinary differences over time. You do not need to regret the years behind you to change the years ahead of you. You only need to begin treating your daily life like it is worthy of protection. If this message found you at the right moment, leave a comment with the one life truth you wish you had learned earlier. And if you want more gentle, honest reminders about healthy living and aging well, stay with this channel and save this video for the day you need to hear it again.